I was a mermaid singer who had secretly come ashore. When I sang to the point of being emotional, my exposed skin would glow with colorful light. How many people spent thousands of dollars to invite me to spend the night together? I refused them all, until I was captured by the underworld, locked in an iron cage and put on auction. Duncan, the Prince of Lincoln, lit the sky lantern for me and lingered with me day and night. Under his tireless demands, I became pregnant. It turned out to be a rare pair of twins. He was ecstatic when he knew it and he loved me very much, but on the day of my delivery, he ordered people to forcibly extract the blood of the newborn mermaid, resulting in the tragic death of the twins. Outside the operating room, his excited voice came. Mermaid roe blood can cure all poisons. Yolanda can be saved. I struggled to get out of bed and asked him why he did this. He hugged the girl who had just taken the antidote, with a look of contempt. You deserve to die. If you hadn't poisoned Yolanda 5 years ago, how could she have never woken up? 5 years ago? 5 years ago, I did save a drowning woman in the deep sea and used mermaid scales to protect her to the shore. How could it be that I poisoned her? I cried loudly and my tears became pearls, which was a wonder in itself. He didn't know that it was a great fortune for a mermaid to be pregnant with twins. The tragic death of the twins turned good and bad upside down and the century-old foundation was about to be destroyed. Miss Romero is a wonderful woman. It is your honor to be able to detoxify her, Duncan's housekeeper said coldly from a high position. My flesh was still bleeding and the severe pain made me unable to respond. I mobilized my spiritual breath and did my best to repair the injury. Why is there blood in a quiet place? At the door of the room, Yolanda, dressed in plain clothes, spoke slowly. Duncan's face suddenly changed and he cursed me in a low voice. Beast, you insulted Yolanda's eyes. He kicked into my broken stomach and the blood and flesh stained his shoes red. I fainted from the pain. When I woke up again, I was locked in a water tank for people to admire. They injected me with drugs and I revealed my colorful fishtail. My upper body was naked and I floated helplessly in the water. Outside the glass, the crowd was crowded and the spotlights were flashing, admiring my embarrassment. This mermaid is so beautiful. There are so many pearls in the water. Are they her tears? Mr. Santos lit a sky lantern to take her and when he got tired of playing, he made a specimen and sold high-priced tickets. He made back his money overnight. He really has a business mind. Not only that, Mr. Santos got her pregnant and used the newborn's blood to make medicine. I heard that the medicine can cure all kinds of poisons and prolong life. Hearing these humiliations, the pearls that flowed out of me accumulated more and finally burst the water tank. It flowed all over the floor. Some people dared to touch me. Then, more and more people touched me. Some people even took off their clothes and were eager to try me. What are you doing? A cold female voice sounded. Suddenly, the whole audience was silent. I brushed aside the messy hair and looked at her directly. 5 years ago, you were drowning and I saved you. 5 years later, you turned evil and took my twins. Your fate is messed up and a disaster is about to come. Her face turned pale in an instant. How dare you? The evildoer cursed the disciples of the sect and must be punished by the human world to atone for her sins. When everyone saw Yolanda was angry, they all insulted me. Someone asked tentatively, Miss Romero, my mother is seriously ill. Can I ask for a mermaid roe pill to take home and try it? Yolanda said calmly, curing illnesses and saving lives is a good deed. How can there be any reason to disagree? Go ahead. I was shocked. What do you want to do? My child has been eaten by her. Where can I get the pills? The visitor had a lewd smile on his face. There is nothing to do. Mermaid girl, you have only experienced one man, Mr. Santos, since you came to the human world. What a pity. It's also a good thing to try others. He ignored my struggles and forced me in public. Pearls flowed out of my eyes uncontrollably, forming a thin layer. Many people slipped on the pearls. There were wailing sounds. Mr. Santos. In the long torture, Duncan kicked the man lying on me, his eyes full of bloodshot. You dared to touch her without my permission? The man panted and hurriedly pulled up his pants. Mr. Santos, don't be angry. She cursed Miss Romero first. I just vented her anger. Duncan looked at Yolanda. Yolanda just nodded slightly. She was a cultivator and her personality had always been dull. Duncan was used to seeing the beautiful women who pounce on him and Yolanda's cold and arrogant appearance was the most attractive to him. After hearing this, he grabbed my neck and whispered like a devil, you are indeed a beast, but are you any better than Yolanda? You even seduce other men to have sex with you. You are really cheap. Lock her in the basement and don't let her out without my permission. I grabbed his arm. 10 days later, it will be the birthday of our child. I want a bathtub filled with seawater and I want to enter the water to guide him to the afterlife. Otherwise, their souls will be scattered and they will fall into hell forever. He shook off my hand, his eyes dim. Myrtle, you are a dog raised by my Santos family. Why do you have so many requests? Please, that depends on how you beg. The cramped basement was covered with thick straw. Duncan bent me into a humiliating posture. The long whip fell on my back. I gritted my teeth and the wound was still piercingly painful. I couldn't recover my spiritual power after being away from the water for too long. In addition, the twins were cut open, which hurt my spiritual roots. Facing the invasion, I could only bear it. Thinking back to the reason why I came ashore, it was just a simple desire to sing human songs. Life under the sea was long and boring. I listened to my sister, who had returned from the human race and was full of yearning for the human race. The last time I saw her, she brought me a record player. My soul trembled when the music flowed. At that moment, I decided to go ashore. Duncan stuck to me. Although we were so close, I didn't love him at all. Your voice is very beautiful, so I'll give you a bathtub. I warn you again, you can only be my woman. I smiled lightly. What he didn't know was that the twins died tragically, and as their mother, I would also be punished. In less than a month, I would be completely gone. I looked up and Yolanda stood outside the door, with hatred flashing in her cold eyebrows. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I was awakened by a bucket of feces. The smelly water poured on my unhealed wound and it hurt like hell. The housekeeper said sternly, "You still have the nerve to sleep. Miss Romero ate your mermaid pills and something happened. Her whole body began to fester." I sneered, "If you make your child into pills, you will also get sores all over your body after eating them." She screamed and stepped on my mouth with her foot. I did not resist. I was already a dying man. The behavior of bullying me would only be retributed a million times on themselves. She took me to Yolanda's bedroom by force. Yolanda was wrapped in gauze, with only a pair of eyes left to move. The veterinarian looked at me and said viciously, "The mermaid is vicious. She poisoned her own child to make medicine and harmed Miss Romero. Now the only way is to peel off the mermaid's skin and replace it with Miss Romero's." Duncan's eyes flickered. "Is the mermaid okay?" Yolanda's face suddenly turned cold. "Mr. Santos loves the beauty. Doctor, let's find another way. Let's go." Before she got up smoothly, she coughed up a mouthful of thick blood. The veterinarian said anxiously, "Mr. Santos, we can't wait any longer. Miss Romero's poison is spreading to her heart." I laughed out loud and they were all attracted by my laughter. "What kind of girl in Lincoln is this? You are ungrateful and confused. You are worse than an animal." I picked up the sandalwood rosary that she chanted every morning and evening and threw it to the ground. The beads shattered all over the floor. Yolanda was so angry that she vomited blood again. Duncan's eyes were white and his eyes were red. Poisonous woman. I was pushed into the operating room. The veterinarian didn't give me anesthesia according to regulations and skinned me alive. I gritted my teeth and endured the 10-hour skin replacement operation. When the operation was over, the pearls in the room were half a meter high. The Santos family servants looked at my red body and kept calling me a monster. Duncan's eyes softened a little. "I owe you this time. After Yolanda recovers, I will give you a legitimate status." I asked in a hoarse voice, "Will you marry me?" His expression changed. "The person beside me will only be Yolanda. You don't know, she eats vegetarian food and prayed all day long for me. I have to be responsible for her. Be sensible and treat Yolanda well. I won't treat you badly." I sneered, "So it's the status of being a lover?" "Duncan, you killed the child and you still want me to stay with you?" He gritted his teeth. "What do you know? I am atonement for you. What's more, what kind of evil will be born by humans and mermaids? It's better to die." I laughed when I heard this. The nurse looked at this scene and said in fear, "She shed bloody pearls. Only the mermaid princess could drop bloody pearls." Outside the window, the sky suddenly changed and it was stormy in an instant. An old man pushed the door open. Duncan hurriedly greeted him. "Grandpa, why are you here?" He slapped Duncan so hard that he was at a loss. Grandpa Santos was the backbone of the Santos family. With him in charge, the Santos family was growing rapidly. In the past few years, he handed the Santos family over to Duncan and he entered the temple and rarely left the mountain. I pray for the Santos family day and night and seek a good fate to protect the Santos family's prosperity for 100 years. But you destroyed everything for the sake of evildoers." Duncan was stunned and sat on the ground. "Grandpa Santos is joking." A crisp female voice came from the door. Yolanda came in slowly. The skin transplant operation was successful and she looked even more gorgeous. "Is it you, the evil woman?" Yolanda unbuttoned the collar of her clothes and revealed colorful scales. Grandpa Santos threw away his crutches and knelt down. "You are the mermaid princess. Please don't blame my son for blasphemy and continue to protect my Santos family." Duncan was stunned for a moment and Yolanda leaned close to his ear. "Grandpa Santos has been talking nonsense these years. If I don't let him know that I am a mermaid princess, he will probably kill me. Are you willing to do that?" Duncan lowered his eyes and acquiesced. The Santos family's housekeeper saw this and pointed at me and said, "The witch who disturbed the Santos family's luck has been found. It's her, the mermaid." Grandpa Santos jumped up in anger, took out a sword from his bag and repeatedly stabbed it into my flesh. I screamed in pain. It was raining heavily outside the window. Duncan stopped him and said coldly, "Grandpa, don't kill anyone. Yolanda can't stand blood." Grandpa Santos stopped. "As long as the princess can let go of her hatred for the Santos family, you can deal with this little demon." Yolanda said calmly, "I never kill. Although this demon has committed serious sins, its kids can be used as medicine to save lives, which is an act of atonement." After hearing this, Grandpa Santos's eyes lit up. "Then send it to Bluebird Public Relations.